How's everybody doing? This is Backwoods Billy coming to you from the beautiful Delmarva Eastern Shore. Today we're talking about Rogue. For the Rogue in each of us is what it says on the label and on the bottle cap. This is the Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout by Rogue. And by the way, it won a World Stout Championship. I believe it was in 05 or 2015 or 05. Anyway, it's 2015. One of the reasons I tried it was that, and I also saw a review in Beer Lovers magazine about it as well, and I saw another one in International, which is kind of a newspaper, a print thing, and where they slammed it. So anytime I see that kind of a controversy amongst people who are so-called experts, I want to say the problem when people review beers is if somebody's a stout lover or someone is not, and their only favorite IPAs, and then they taste this maybe too sweet for them. Or if they like a sweet stout, it finishes too dry. You have to judge the style. Is it an Irish stout? It's going to finish dry. Is it an American stout? Then it should be a little more hoppy to it at the end. Is it an English stout? Then it should be sweeter. Each category, IPA, depending how bitter, then it should be that bitter, or it could be complex. So some people that judge beers really shouldn't be judging beers. But anyway, I'm going to give it a try. Now this, in a 6-pack, is like $13. And this is one of the ones I went down to Virginia. It's called Seaside, I believe, Corinne. Mm-hmm. And it's outside of, not too far from Chincoteague. What is it? What's that called? Oak Hall, Virginia. And you can buy stuff in ones and 6-packs case, whatever you want to do. So it's like $2.75 for a single. So this has never had it. I don't know anything about it other than 2 reviews. I just do a single. Get much better prices usually by the case, especially buying volume. Off topic for 1 second. I like this, the fact that it popped open, no twist off bullshit. Summer's coming up, even though we're not quite into spring yet. We went from the below 0 to the teens to 70, back down to the teens. Hurricane, tornado, whole freaking 9 yards now. The weather's been back and forth. Right now, we're in the high 30s. This is Camping World got this as a cozy. It's going to show you as a freebie. This is another one for a bottle. Summertime, people will tend to use stuff like this. You don't have to use the chosen glassware. Now for the glassware, I have chosen the appropriate glassware for a stout, which would be an English style pub glass. A little more than halfway, about 2/3 of the way up, there's a little bulb in the glass that allows for better head formation. You could also use a brandy glass. When drinking out of an orange juice glass, drink out of the bottle, do what you will, you paid for it. Now, do my pour. Now it's pouring like Coca-Cola. Very dark brown, almost black. And I don't want to pour the whole thing in here. I'm supposed to head form a little bit. And I can trap the aromas in with this if I wanted to. I put this on here. It's not windy today. Some days it is. I can set the center for a second, and that'll help trap the aromas in. All right. I get bittersweet chocolate. Definitely chocolatey. A little bit nutty. Slight fruitiness to it. Very subtle, and very subtle pepper hints, which are probably a combination of the yeast for the fruit and a combination of the hops for the pepperness to it. So pepper aromas. Now the head, very fluffy, light to medium tan head. As you can see, the lacing stays on the glass, very nice. Good head retention. So so far it's off to a good start, and we're going to smell the bottle too. There's a difference. This smells very chocolatey and a little bit like coffee. So you get a little more of a slight coffee aroma out of this one. When that's probably the roasted grains you do, how you roast it, will give you that effect as well. Having oatmeal, this should have a heavier mouthfeel. Now the alcohol by volume, which is not anywhere on the 6-pack or the case, I looked at it, and nowhere, because I only bought a single of this, nowhere is it on here, is 6%. So not very high for a stout.
You want to hold it out to the side so you can see the color?
Pardon?
Hold it out to the side so you can see the color.
Hold it to the sunlight. You wouldn't want to not be able to see that it's freaking very dark brown, almost black, like the color of Coca-Cola.
Well, sometimes the shadow makes it, darker.
Okay. I would say the mouthfeel on this is not heavy. Some oatmeal stouts are heavy. It would be on the medium side. It's clean, and the finish on it is slightly bitter and dry. Not by a lot. You can taste a little of the citrus, so almost like grapefruit to it. Very slight pininess. That's probably the dry hop that I would guess. Oatmeal you generally use in stouts to give it a little bit of a body. And around here, there's a couple people that have, like Evo's got an award-winning coffee stout. Chesapeake, which if they should enter it, they have a really good oatmeal oyster stout, and so does Fordham, which merged with Dominion for Ram's Head. That's in Annapolis. That's a good one as well. Oyster stout. Around here, oysters are big. We're Eastern Shore. Not that far from the crab capital of the world. This is a water area and we're in a rural area, rural community. Again, a lot of stouts are heavy. This isn't heavy. Slight bitter finish to it. I would say if it was in my choice of rating this and other stouts that I've had, this is a good stout. And I would definitely rate my Snow Pants from Union Brewery in Baltimore ahead of this, which, by the way, price-wise is about $1 cheaper. It's not a big difference. But I saw someone else slam this. This is definitely up there with some of the better stouts. So I can tell you that right now. So it definitely deserved to win the award. It hits all the notes. It's got the right color. The head retention is there. It's got the right color for the head. Nice reference to it. And another thing is, a lot of people that judge stouts are looking at an Irish stout. Everybody's going this nitro crap. Like I already called on and said, one person's successful, let's all jump on this bandwagon and make it nitro. What is it? I'll review them to the Utopias by San Bernardino's, which is a 28% alcohol, which is the highest ones ever released of any beer. They make one as high as 33% alcohol, and the other ones mix it down to 28. But I think it's a good beer. I would definitely advise anyone to buy a 6-pack of it. And if you're looking at stouts, haven't tried a stout, try one. It's got the flavor, it's got the mouthfeel, it's got the appearance. There's even a slight very slight now. Is there a little bit coffee, but ever so slight. I mean, very, very slight on the roastiness to it. So there's a complexity to it. It's not one-dimensional beer. Like, what is it? There's a company around here, Dogfish, that came out with a beer. It has a lot of good beers. That is an Indian Pale Ale, and it hit the mark of the most hopped beer ever in history. Now, this is generally done for marketing. It's 630 IBUs. I'm going to do a review of it, by the way. And how they get this is they always talk about using fresh hops. They're using this crap now that's a liquid. In essence, you can get it carbonated or like a liquid malt, almost a liquid malt. Either way, it comes to you, and you just shoot it in when you go to do it. So that's how you get that high of a hoppiness to a beer. Your palate. You can look at the science of beer. There's doctors as well that say it. Your palate does not taste anything above 75 IBU. So anybody that tells you that is crap. So what? A couple of reviews said that after they tasted it, their mouth was dull for 10 to 20 minutes. There's no taste sensation. So all you're doing is having a very lingering effect of the bittering. It does nothing. If you want to dull your senses and get bombarded like nuclear bombs with hops, more power to you. It's not a complete balanced beer. It's one-dimensional. Just drink freaking straight hops. You can go find the plants growing anywhere. She was telling me, I pulled up some on my mailbox, and it was hops. They grow wild, and they'll be brewers. They don't use it because it's wild bullcrap. There's people around here that have hop farms. The birds carry the seeds, drop them, and you have hops. The thing is, you don't know what hops it is until you make it. You can kind of guess. Around here, we have more pine and citrusy notes than there are peppery, but there's a few farmers that do have English hops, etc. I know I'm long-winded with this view. I'm just going to say 2 thumbs up. Try a single if you don't want to pay $12.99. I would definitely go back and buy a 6-pack. I don't see a big differentiation from this to Union. Other than Union is not quite as bitter on the finish, a little more piney. And that's the same stout. I bet you a lot of people couldn't even tell the difference in the two if they had drank them side by side. But in the same price category anyway, for the 12 ounces, I would definitely recommend you try it. And if you haven't tried a stout, do so. Don't be one-dimensional. Everybody's drinking IPAs, just a new thing. And The thing is, #1 selling beer overall right now, currently, it's not your Father's Root Beer, which is totally on the other side of taste palate. Now, the last year, they all rushed to do all these bitters. Prior, they were doing Belgian, which is, same type of thing. Be second bitter, it can also be sweet, depending on how you get it done. But anyway, they're all rushing to do that. And they want to do the next latest and greatest thing to create a craze. Find out what you like for your palate. Don't let someone dictate to you. And I see a lot of young people, and also people my age, are uneducated, say, I like an IPA because it's strong. IPAs are stronger because they have to be in order to balance the bittering out. So you have to have more sweetness in it to balance the bittering out. And by the fact that you have fermented it, it automatically becomes a stronger beer. There are stouts out there that are 14.7, 10, 12. They're beating most IPAs. That's step one. So I'm going to put that there. I like IPAs. I just don't like the fact that a lot of people only know drinks an IPA, and they'll say something like, well, I don't want to drink Shock Top because it's owned by Anheuser-Busch. So freaking what? So is Goose Island. Lincoln's is owned by Molson Coors, which is Miller Coors. It's a big mess with AB and Bev, which owns Anheuser-Busch now. Buying those that they do, they're going to split that division off. They own a couple of craft breweries. These companies are coming in paying $1 billion, $1.6 billion for a craft beer, so a brewery. So I'm pretty sure the brewers made out pretty well, getting over $1 billion for their business. Anyway, definitely rate it. I would definitely rate this as a good stout. Me personally, if I had to choose between the two of them, I would stick with my Snow Pants. Thanks for your time. Forward us if you don't mind, and have a great day.